All right, so we're going to be talking growth hormone really quick. This should be a rather short, simple one, but hopefully you all remember a little bit from your childhood that you well grow, right? Well, there's a hormone that helps out with that. It's called growth hormone. If you want it to go out, it's growth hormone releasing hormone. Hey, that sounds awfully familiar, releasing hormone. Growth hormone is then released from the anterior pituitary, which will have a lot of different effects. It hits the liver, it hits the skeleton, hits the muscles and cartilage. It makes sense. If you're going to grow, you probably should grow them bones and them muscles and all that stuff. You don't want little baby muscles on top of your adult skeleton. You don't want little itty bitty joints for your giant skeletal muscular body. It also is going to have a metabolic effect. Metabolic just means whether it's a building up or breaking down stuff. Hence why most likely you didn't really gain weight when you were a teenager, or I should say adipose tissue when you were a teenager, because your growth hormone is raging just fine. It will trigger other ways other hormones throughout the body, the IGFs, the growth factors, I'll say, which also induce bone, muscle, and other tissue growth. But it will come back and inhibit both the release of the growth hormone releasing hormone. Other things that can decrease the growth or release of growth hormone is you could have increased levels of fats in your body. You could have hyperglycemia. You could have, if you have increased fats in your blood, it makes sense that obesity will probably have an effect. Aging, surprisingly, has an effect, right? Hopefully you're going to stop growing beyond a certain degree after you hit 21, or else issues. Issues such as this. You could either have gigantism or acromegaly. Gigantism, hopefully some of y'all remember Andre the Giant. Maybe you watched him in Princess Bride. Maybe you watched WWF. Well, he suffered from the problem of having growth hormone never shutting off. His pituitary gland always continually produced that growth hormone. You can see in his younger years, he's still pretty tall. He doesn't have much going on in his facial features, but as he got older, these growth hormones had different targets and rounded out his face. Remember that, or added some, pardon the expression, but more Neanderthal-like features. You have the increased brow ridge going on. You got a more pronounced jawline, nose, things like that. The joints, remember that growth hormone really likes to target those joints, cartilage and all that. Person with acromegaly is just somebody that has growth hormone suddenly turn on, whether it be some type of, most of the time it has something to do with a tumor on the anterior pituitary, which induces the growth of bone. Remember, growth hormone targets cartilages, bones, and things like that. But if you have your bones fused as an adult, you're not going to grow your bones any longer. You're just going to grow places that always have some type of process of growth. So for instance, anything with cartilage, your nose, your lips, your jawline, your eyebrow line, things like your joints. And because of that, these over build up and over stimulation and creation of these joints, you can have some very bad issues with joints. You could have a problem with arthritis. You could have a problem with other things that are involved with the joint and becoming destabilized. So with that, that is the end of the growth hormone. We are going to go ahead and dive next into the thyroid hormone and the thyroid gland.